I'm Kim.
We're glad you're joining us today to talk about our stitching and other stuff. Thank you for all of your comments. We are so happy to just hear from you and after our long absence, and it was really fun to read all of your comments. So
I'm afraid people would forget about us.
Yeah, we're
like a really long time.
I don't know that we're super forgettable because we're kind of weird, but
that's true.
Anyway, if you're new watching us, we are a mother and daughter plus my girls Flosstube channel, and I'm in Washington State, and mom really heard her brownies going off. Mom's in Indiana, so now, which didn't used to be the case. That's a new thing.
That's a new thing.
So we had a little bit of a break. If you didn't see our last video, we had a little bit of a break during mom's move and a whole bunch of crazy activity for me, and trying to be back to every other week recording. And so far, this is 2 in a row. So fingers crossed.
We're on a roll.
Might be 3 weeks next time because of Thanksgiving thrown in the mix.
Yeah. Travel plans and stuff like that. So
yeah, but we're back. So
I'm slowly stitching again. Slowly.
Yeah, I am not stitching as much as I normally do. I don't know. I have stitched a lot on just a few things. I haven't felt a lot of mojo to plan and do a lot of variety, because I think I really love the things that I am working on. That the thought of pulling anything else out right now is like, nah, I'm good. I'm liking it.
I kind of did that. I mean, I kind of had the things that I didn't pack on the road that I'm still kind of working on, and they're fallish, and I'm not really feeling the bug to do a ton of Christmas right now. I think the idea of Christmas is kind of stressing me out. Not Christmas stitching, but just Christmas. Just everything's different, and it's our first year with Carrie on a retirement income, and our house in Kent still hasn't sold. So we've got 2 houses right now, and of course the market sucks because there's an 8% rate of interest now. So I think that just kind of making me think, okay, just another month. Just give me another month before Christmas.
Yeah.
And maybe because I didn't feel like I really had a fall, because September was just busy and October was just busy. And now I feel like I'm settled down and I unpacked a lot of my stuff. So now I know where my cross stitch stuff is and where my knitting stuff is. And it's not all in crates because I've got a bunch of armoires that stuff is in. I feel like, wow, I did it. Got unpacked, but I'm just working on a lot of those fall things. And well, my Advent SAL is not fall, but
oh yeah,
I didn't do a magazine monthly. I was going to. It's sitting here, but I didn't really
at this time either. I just thought, you
know what? I basically put those same pieces on it that I wasn't going to start anything new.
Right.
My shepherd's bush ornaments, that was one of my goals this year, was to do one every 2 months. I mean, that all got derailed because of everything this year. So I'm hoping to do that pick that up again next year, but I don't want to do it yet. And my Quakers, I didn't work on Quakers all of October, my autumn Quaker. So I'm going to try to do some more on it this month, because then it'll be time to take winter out. And I feel like I just was working on that one.
Yeah.
It's crazy that it just feels like I just started that one. Anyway, yeah. So we each have a little bit of stuff to show.
Yeah, a little bit. And Millie's going to make up for it because she's got a lot of stuff, I think, to show.
Ooh, okay.
There's 2 things. Well, why don't you come show? So Millie, if you're new watching, is 12, and she's my girl, and she's been knitting. She's one of my 3, and sometimes all 3 show and sometimes 1. But Millie is our old faithful. Old faithful.
He's our old faithful.
Millie is a handicrafter.
We can count on Millie to be here.
Making little hand warmers, my friend.
For your friends. Your friends are so lucky. You make things for your friends all the time.
So
at our homeschool co-op,
we have all the girls do like a Secret Santa thing.
Oh, is that what this is for?
Yeah. So these hand warmers are they're gonna look like this kind of when I'm done.
You want me to help hold it so that you can put your hand in?
You're gonna sew an actual thumb hole in there too?
Here, slip your hand in.
So just have a wrist.
This, where there'll be a seam up top and a seam at the bottom. You could
Cute.
embellish them with like ribbons or buttons or something. That'd be so
Yeah.
cute. Or
And
lace.
here's my other one.
So you're
Oh,
almost.
what yarn are you using?
I don't know, just this yarn.
Was this out of that box? This is out of the box of yarn that
Yeah.
came from, I think this is the yarn that came from Gwen. So Gwen sent us some goodies, and some of them I'm giving away to the girls in our Knitlit class, in the homeschool co-op class that I teach about knitting. I think this is cotton ease. I'm thinking
Think so?
it looks like the cotton ease that's in there. There's a bunch of
Thanks.
colors.
It looks like cotton.
It's not straight. I think it's cotton.
Yeah, if it's not stretchy, it's probably cotton, but it's pretty color.
It's really a nice soft
And I'm
cotton. It's a
gonna-
Lion brand, the Lion brand cotton ease.
And I'm gonna knit her some leg warmers because she does ballet, so it's gonna be
Oh,
Ah.
wow.
She'll do those with chunky yarn though,
Yeah.
like a
to
Yeah.
make
Go
thick
fast.
thick or
Okay.
whatever. And what else have we been making? Cross stitching. Lots of cross stitching.
Cross stitching.
Picture
What's
first.
it gonna be this week?
You want me to show the picture? Sure. So this
Oh, you're still working on your sunflower, girl.
this black, that's her Instagram handle. And her sunflower, Miss Sunflower. You showed this last week, but you've made a lot of progress since then.
Oh, you have. Oh,
okay.
look at her.
Emma's
She's a
from-
Ukrainian designer, if you're wondering.
Is she from Kharkiv or
It was from Kharkiv.
Kherson or Kharkiv?
Kherson. She was from Kherson, and now she's living in Odessa because
Fighting isn't super great. It's kind of, that's not bad.
idea though. That's cute. That's such a cute. I have that pattern. Except for I think I printed her version that's in blue and yellow.
Okay, she had made a mistake and I'm wondering if she pulled it out. I'll have to ask her. She put this sunflower in the wrong spot. She put it over too many to the right. And I'm trying to tell if she fixed it. Or if I told her she could just outline the green and have it be a little bit wonky, and I'm not sure what she decided to do. Let me see. Yeah, that's what she did, just left it and is just doing the green skirt around it. But you would never tell, you could never really tell that that
Oh,
sunflower is one stitch too far.
no, and maybe it was designed that way.
Right, it's cute. Well, because her hair is a little bit off, like
Yeah.
it's cute. She did a good job. I was looking and seeing if you decided to pull out that sunflower or if you just left it. I think it looks fine. And Mimi said you would never know.
Okay.
Or if you did, it would maybe look like she designed it to be asymmetrical a little bit. It looks cute. Is that everything?
So,
No.
I mean, I think of it as like when I stitch Barbara Anna's stuff in those dresses, there's stuff all over the place that's not all lined up. So that's what I think of.
Yeah, I wouldn't even been able to tell though if you hadn't told me that you'd made a mistake. Maybe I would have noticed. Maybe I would have noticed that if I looked at this edge closely,
yeah, I thought it looked weird, so
But I think it's
decided
fine.
to tell you.
I think it looks fine though. I think you should
I
just
think it's okay, Millie.
green go good around it.
I
Yep,
kind of changed it.
that's cute. I actually love it.
Yeah.
So well done.
Do I have?
So you're taking a break from your toadstools, huh?
Yeah. Not.
She needed a fresh,
There's too much green.
too much green. I don't know if you can hear her. She said there's too much green.
Okay.
You could start dinner in a little bit. Depends on how early you want to eat.
Well,
We've done a new thing. I don't think I talked about this in the last video, but the start of this new school year, I decided that one girl each week was gonna make dinner. So just one night a week, one of the girls will make dinner. And then the next week it'll be a different girl. And the next week it'll be a different girl. Tonight is Millie's dinner. And she's making creamy sun-dried tomato pasta from the Instagram account Taste with Nikki. She doesn't have a website. She just has just Instagram recipes, and her recipes are always good. She's been making rookie pie, which is a brownie cookie pie from Mel's Kitchen Cafe, which, by the way, she has a cookbook coming out. Did you see that? Mel has a new cookbook. So if you've never gone to the Mel's Kitchen Cafe website, she's been doing food blogging for years, recipe
She's been
blogging.
our go-to gal.
She always said, she said in her post, I would never do a cookbook. I'll never have time for that. But then her husband got laid off last year suddenly. And
Oh, I don't think I knew
suddenly
that.
it's like, well, maybe it's time to make time to do this. So yeah, she just posted about this yesterday. Oh, there's Kitty getting bigger.
There's Gloria.
I don't think it'll be out in time. You can pre-order it in November, but it won't be out in time until February. So
February.
But yeah,
Hi,
so that's
Kitty,
kind of
Kitty,
fun. She's
Kitty.
been our go-to recipe gal for a long time.
Her recipes are not weight loss oriented.
Oh no, they're actually not recipes I indiscriminately use every day of the week anymore. Well, not
No,
anymore in general.
but she does have yummy.
Reliable, trustworthy. Her
Yeah.
desserts are good, and they all.
Yeah.
I've never had one not turn out. Oh no.
I make her cornbread, and I have never had a cornbread like her cornbread. We just call it corn cake.
Yeah, that's what we call it too. Huh?
Yeah.
You've had it. It's just been a long time. You haven't made that one though. No.
I don't even really like cornbread most of the time.
Oh,
But
I
I
do
love that one.
Yeah, because it is really like cake. It's light and fluffy, and
And I'll eat that for breakfast the next morning.
yeah, we do too, with a little milk and honey over it. We call it Johnny cake. I don't think that's what Johnny cake is actually, but that's what Jesse growing up used to. That's what they called it. So that's what we always.
Okay. It's like my Hoppin' John. I don't think my Hoppin' John is really Hoppin' John, but that's what they
John
call
is
it.
actually black eyed peas, but
Yeah.
So check out Mel's Kitchen Cafe. Check out Taste with Nikki.
Mm-hmm.
We've got yummy, not like weight loss friendly recipes necessarily either, but they are yummy.
They're yummy. Sometimes you just need to have a good, not weight loss oriented dinner.
And Millie is really good at picking really good recipes, and she loves to explore and try new things in the kitchen.
So whose turn is it next week?
Who's next week? Rosie's next week. So I have to help her meal plan a little bit more. Like Lydia and Millie are pretty easy to they just kind of are independent, choose a recipe, choose the side dishes, maybe with a little guidance, but for the most part. And then they make sure everything is on my grocery list before I go shopping. So I actually need to probably talk with Rosie about that today.
Yeah.
Next week before I go
It's
grocery.
good skill. It's a good skill.
It's a good skill. So I do have a previous finish. I thought I'd share. It was behind me.
Oh, you did go get one? Okay.
No, it was just behind me, and I took it off the hook.
Oh.
This is not my previous finish, though. This is yours.
Oh, that was such a fun pattern.
I know.
Wait, read what it says.
2020, you'll go down in history, and it has ornaments of toilet paper, and you can't tell what the other things are. My eyes are. I just realized my eyes are starting to need
glasses. I was just thinking about that about you, thinking she's almost to the age where she might need some.
I'm pretty good. Like I actually have no problem reading, but up close is when I start. Like if I hold a book here, I definitely can't read it. Well, okay, who can read it here? But like,
I know you start to do. Yeah.
Hold it away yet? I just hold it regular. So, but 6 feet. How did you read that? Oh, that is a mask. I see now.
Social distancing.
6 feet. And what's the other thing? Can you tell what it is?
No, but the other one's a mask, and the one I don't know what the one.
Oh, I can't remember. So that was a Lindy Stitches pattern that she came out with during 2020.
Probably.
Because that was the whole thing. 2020 was a dumpster fire. And so I stitched that for Sarah. I think I gave it to you on our first Flossiversary.
Might have.
I gave it to you either on the first one or the second one, because I remember trying to finish it in time to give it to you when we recorded. And
go out, Doug. Go out. The dog's thundering in. I don't know what's happening. I think you're right.
And I think I got the charms. I just went to Etsy.
They're just
and found the charms because there were tons of 2020 charms. There probably still are.
Well, I saw you stitching this over, many weeks, and you kept telling me it was for Sue, which she was another one of your dumpster fire friends during that time.
Oh, and yeah, there's a 2000 or 2020 charm there.
2020 charm. So often this is hanging in my kitchen, but I felt like it was starting to get a little bit. I didn't want it to get stained.
Right.
So I moved it into it's fine. It's not stained, but the risk of having it. So I had moved it. It was hanging here, but then when I started recording, I thought, well, I'll just make the stockings look pretty.
And I changed it. I gave myself gray hair. That was not the pattern.
So funny.
It was such a quirky little pattern.
So funny. So anyways,
doesn't 2020 seem like really long time ago?
Seems way more than 3 years ago.
My phone did an automatic little video, like it'll take pictures and put them together. And there was a couple themed ones, and they were steeped in 2020. One was when Penny was born, and you guys came over in 2020 for her when she was born. Probably came over for Halloween. And then, but there's another one that included Halloween, because we got all together, our family did, and we did a trunk or treat in front of our house. So everybody in the family decorated their cars so the girls could have fun. And we had fun too. But it has pictures. So, and I remember this because we hadn't seen you. And we finally were able to come over and see you in May of that year, but we FaceTimed all the time. And the girls, I took shots of the girls looking down from your deck, playing with the mud kitchen, and they're looking up at me. So there's a bunch of those pictures in this video and some other ones, and they look so young. Look so young.
So little.
How old is that? Like,
Yeah. You know, little. Like getting
I was like, oh, that was just 3 years ago.
it's changing so fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, Millie's just my little side conversation over here. Sorry. I forget that you all can't hear the things she's whispering to me. No, Rosie was just 7. Oh. Yes.
No, I know. Anyway, my previous finishes from 2020 also.
Please show us. Liddy walked in and hang on.
I
What's
swallowed a piece of Jolly Rancher and it's really sharp and it's in my.
Oh, okay.
Get some water.
Drink some water.
It hurts every time I try to swallow.
Okay, she swallowed a Jolly Rancher and it's sharp in her esophagus.
I've done that. I don't eat
Yeah.
those anymore.
Warm water, maybe? Would warm water help solve it? Drink a little
Should.
warm water a little bit at a time. Yes, it's gonna probably scrape your esophagus a little. I don't know what to tell you. Ow. I know what that feels like though.
Keep swallowing.
Yeah. Just sip some warm water.
Warm water will help it dissolve.
Can I cough it up?
You could try and puke it up, but I don't think you can cough it up because it's not in your. Maybe I need to pause this. Maybe this isn't very pleasant to listen to.
I don't think you want to puke it up because it'll probably scrape coming back up.
I think that's a good idea. I think you should just try to dissolve it a little bit. It will dissolve if you just leave it,
Mm-hmm.
and then it'll swallow down. Or you can put a little warm water down your
Gullet.
gullet. That's what
No.
I don't know what to tell y'all. I came into the guest room. You know, usually I film out in the breakfast nook and there's like chaos around me. So I came in here to get away from the chaos to make a little bit more calm video. And it
Just
just,
follows you, honey.
I know, and Daddy's not here, so it's all me. Dad's at work still this afternoon. Are you okay? Can you go check on your sister?
Yeah.
Get her some warm water and see if you can convince her from me to drink it.
Better.
Oh, it's better. Okay, good.
Great.
She came in doing this though, and I was like, "Are you choking?" Like, because you know that
Mm-hmm.
went down. Okay, thanks. Good.
Yay, okay, yay.
Oh, shake my hand. You managed it. That will happen again in your lifetime. I'm glad you're okay.
Oh,
Happens now and then.
It was like a fishbone.
Fishbone. I don't know that would have happened, but
Not a fishbone. It was some kind of something that I've eaten.
I would love to see your finish.
I stitched this during 2020, right after I started it right after lockdown happened when it started, because remember all the designers were doing free patterns. And this is kind of, I think I might have known who Barbara Anna was, but I hadn't stitched much of hers. And she came out with this free pattern of this crazy little chicken with the, and I stitched her. I can still remember sitting in the chair in the den for hours, just hours on my days off and in the evening, because we had a house full of people, and the living room was usually commandeered by other people watching TV. So my husband and I kind of retreated into our den where we had another TV and we watched what we wanted to watch. But there were times that he would go to bed and I'd still be up. I can remember watching Mary Tyler Moore show because I binged it and stitching this puppy. And I have not,
You still haven't finished.
You can't see it, but it's right there. And I do, Heather Miller sent us 2020 charms way back when, and I have one somewhere. It's somewhere here. I saw it, and I'm going to put it on here so that I'll always remember I stitched it in 2020. But she came out with another one right around that time, and it was the lamp bearer, and it's a deer, and she's holding a lantern. And I've always wanted to stitch that one, and I keep kind of forgetting about it. So maybe I'll put that in my plans for next year. But anyway, it was fun.
That is fun.
It was a fun one. Yeah. So anyway, okay.
Well, we have a featured friend that we are going to show today. So if you're new watching us or you just don't remember, I don't know, we love to show what other people are working on if they give us permission and send us pictures. So we've got a little backlog because we didn't record for so long. So we're catching up. So Norma Jean sent us this. It was Norma Jean, right? Or no, wait, let me double check which person we're doing. Yeah. Norma Jean, thank you. Norma Jean sent us this one, but it didn't have a picture attached. So I shot her an email last week and said, send us the picture. So I'm going to put that right here. Those are so pretty. Thank you for sending those, Norma Jean. She says in her email, this is the I'll Be Home series by Twin Peak Primitives. She started this one in 2020 as well. So she finished it, she started it June 24th and finished it on July 31st, 2021. She says this was a birthday SAL that was started by Pam from Just Keep Stitchin'. It is on 16 count platinum Aida using the called for DMC. The January house is charted to have rabbits, but I stitched 2 deer instead because I do not see rabbits in January. Also, the October house was charted with the address as 1692. Some stitchers changed it to their address. I just left mine plain and simple. Let's see. Also, when I finished the stitching in 2021, hubby told me that as part of my Christmas gift, he would pay to have it framed professionally. I finally had it framed by my L&S, which is Strawberry Sampler in Westchester, Pennsylvania. I have stitched a couple things for hubby, my parents, and my sisters, but this is the first one that I will be hanging on my wall and feel that it is all mine.
Oh, that's sweet.
Uh,
That's sweet.
So cute.
A lot of houses.
I know, a house for every month, right? January, yep.
Speaking of which, did you see Cottage Garden Sampling's new series next year's houses?
Yes, and I have mixed feelings about that because I think it's really cute, but I also hate stitching houses.
And I don't, and I love it when I see them. Like that piece that you just showed is stunning. And I like, I guess I just need to get over it. If I really, I do have a big piece. It's a la-di-da that I bought at Shepherd's Bush that Dad really liked, and I got their conversion. I need to find that. It must be over there. Anyway, and it's got a big house in it. And I thought, oh, I wonder, I should probably stitch that next year too, or start it next year. I need to start writing this stuff down. I think, and I got that Plum Street, This Is the Day that Aunt Nancy did. I love that piece. I'm going to do it. It's all kitted. It's just, I got to get over the house block.
I like having stitched houses. I just don't like stitching houses. Like
I would like somebody to stitch those houses for me.
Finished. I got to fully finish my pumpkin hollow that was like my 2020 stitch, 2019, 2020 stitch.
2020. We did it, I think, in 2020.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I was doing it along with the stitch along that Priscilla and Chelsea were doing at that point when they were still.
I'm trying to think if that was pre-pandemic.
I was trying to remember if it was pre-pandemic or not. Because we were watching them before the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could have been 2019.
Yeah.
I didn't start stitching again until 18, so it had to have been after
2019 that they did that, and then maybe I finished in 2020. I don't remember. I should look back, but
I gave mine away. Remember, somebody got it.
Yeah, that's right. You
gave it away.
Do it anymore. We gave it away with all the pattern and stuff. That's right. I can't remember who you sent it to now, but I do remember you did that. I do love that. It's just sitting languishing along with so many other pieces because I am clearly a process and not a project stitcher. And I just like the process of stitching more than I like finishing.
I have a little box started now with my not finished things. And it was interesting to me that I just saw that whole concept. Aunt Nancy on one of the Facebook groups. Aunt Nancy, but if you're new here, is my husband's sister-in-law.
I am.
Like,
So
yeah,
I was
yeah.
called.
And she's a stitcher too. She's a quilter. She's a crocheter. I think.
We
I don't know if
featured
she-
hers a few videos ago. We did the
Mhm.
nicest day that she
But
did.
she commented on somebody's post that she is definitely a process stitcher, and she stitches. She'll see things that she likes that are cute, but don't necessarily go with her decor. So she stitches them and just puts them in a bin.
Yeah. I kind of feel like I do that too. Like that, like I like that dimension. I'm like, that's not necessarily something that huge dimensions Valley of the River Beck. It's beautiful, but I wouldn't have been like, I want that on my wall. But I loved the kit and it was cheap at the thing. So I would totally stitch it.
I think she says she puts hers in some kind of a journal.
Oh, she likes. Mm-hmm.
Nancy, you'll have to tell us if you're still watching us. I know that her Flosstube watching kind of slowed down because she got a different job. But if you're watching this, Nancy, comment and tell us what kind of a journal. I'm pretty sure she said she put it in a journal.
Huh,
I've
yeah.
seen other people do that.
Uh-huh. I've seen that with like smalls, but if
Mhm.
you
But she does some big pieces. So, I think what happens is I do pieces that I think I'm a mix. I really want them for my wall, but I'm also not driven to get them done.
Mm-hmm. But you
And
can,
if I had unlimited money and could go get things framed professionally, I hate framing. That's the thing. I hate finishing.
I just don't feel like I have the bandwidth to think about it in my life. I don't even really mind doing the framing. If I'm just
Yeah.
gonna stick them on sticky board and throw them in a frame, that's not that bad. I just don't have the bandwidth to make sure I have the sticky board. I find the X-Acto knife. I don't have a good space set up for it. I have to drag everything out. I have to remember to iron it. It's just like by the time I get it all to the point where it's ready to be like framed, I'm out of time. So, and that's
And you
just
know what? I've noticed, by the way, I don't think I have one here to show. Some of the frames that I've gotten at Hobby Lobby, they dip in. So there's a slot and they go in, and then, do you know what I'm saying? I'll go get a frame.
trying to think what you're talking about.
Here, I'll get a frame really quick. I think I have one in here. Well, this isn't going to be one of them, but
Well, but you can still describe it maybe with.
yeah. So what happens is, wow, why is this not coming out?
Sorry if you heard that alarm that sounded like you should leave your house. Did you hear that?
No.
My alarm went off because I was going to remind the girls to do something at this time.
Oh,
But the alarm setting is like, meh, meh. So if you heard that, that was my phone. No worries.
I
You don't.
can't pull it out. But what I'm saying is, underneath here, they have a separate a deeper divot that you've got to slide and shove this piece up.
Yes.
And it's almost impossible to get them in when you've got fabric.
Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying.
And so I've had a few.
I've had different frames that are like that and some that aren't.
It frustrates me to no end because I don't realize it when I'm buying them. I need to be better about checking that, because I have, in fact, in the other room, I have Emily call. I did that winter piece, little tiny piece, and it's got little Quaker motifs and it says winter, it's blue and greens. I have it sitting in a white frame, but it's not done. It's still just because I need to get a different frame because it won't slide in, and it's.
Yeah, I know. I've had that happen. Sometimes I just shove it.
Well, shove it.
Sometimes I just force it.
Oh, I try.
It's not the prettiest framing job in the end. Because I shoved the back in and snapped it down. Yeah,
Oh.
that's what you're talking about. That's hard.
Oh, anyway, okay. So that tangent, okay.
All right. So thank you, Norma Jean, for sending that in. It's really beautiful. And
Yeah, I bet it's beautiful on the wall.
I can't imagine. Well, yeah, I'm wondering if you stitched one a month. Did you get a house done every month, or did you just work on it sort of steadily through? I'm curious. So let us know in the comments how you ended up, like kind of what your process of stitching was.
Yeah.
There's a lot of houses. But if you're just sort of like, this is just what I do.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I suppose there is a certain rhythm to it, and especially like I probably could probably stand to do some houses because when I'm watching TV, I'm finding it's harder and harder for me to keep. I'm looking up a lot more, and so if it's a complicated pattern, but if you figure you got a roof, if you outline it and you're just
Going back and
it's
forth.
good block stitching. I should look into that. Maybe in 25,
Maybe that'll be your year of the houses.
I'll do some houses.
Do you want to show what you've been stitching on first, or you want me to go?
I do. I will show you. Well, first off,
If you have a featured friend thing to send us, our email is in the description box below. So shoot it to our email and we just share them as in the order that we get them. And we really love that because it's fun to connect
yeah.
to each other. And yeah, anyways.
And we had a conversation before we started recording that somebody else has shared that piece.
Yeah,
Either
I thought we had shared a piece, that same one. We were trying to remember if it was a featured friend a while back.
Yeah, I can't remember, but
we just talked about that piece.
Yeah,
we have done, but I kind of feel like we have done that as a featured friend before. Pretty.
And this really fancy project bag of mine. I'm doing the Doreen Jones
Fall Sal.
mystery. No, it's the Christmas Sal.
Christmas Sal. That's right. Christmas Sal. Oh wow, that's pretty. That's pretty.
But focus. Come on, dumb thing. She gave the pattern. The first week was just all of the border. And then you outline that there's like 6 or 8, I can't remember. Clues. So this one is, I'm going to show it. It's a free pattern. Really quick. So this is what it is. It's little ornaments hanging down. And these are poinsettias. So that was last week's clue. And then I looked, she gave you the placement. So I went ahead and stitched this little box last week also, so that clue 2 can be started in there, because I know she labeled the boxes. And then I'll bring the border down.
These are on her Facebook group. So if you go to Doreen Jones's Facebook,
it's her personal one, not her group one.
Not the group, her personal Facebook page, and look in her photos. You'll be able to find several free patterns. Actually, she posts
a lot. She does a lot,
right? Not files, photos.
They're photos. She's in England, and I don't know if her Facebook is different, but she says she can't do files. So they're a little tricky. Like I can't print from my computer because this is my work computer and it's not configured to print anything from home because of HIPAA. So I print from my phone. So I end up having to go on there and save it. And then I move it into a note and then I can print it from there. But for a long time, I wasn't getting to print the right size. And I think I finally figured out some setting on my phone, but you have to kind of, finagle your way. But if you can print from your computer, it's no problem.
Right.
Just look them up on the computer, but it is a really cute pattern. And I just felt like I just needed a little cheer, a little Christmas cheer when that came out. And
cute.
I could stitch anything by her in a long, I don't know if I've ever actually finished anything by her.
I know.
I always think I'm gonna.
I've never stitched anything from her. The girls have. I've done a couple of patterns for them.
On Halloween night, I brought this out and I wanted to work on it. I wanted to work on it more this fall. I mean, like after we got settled, and I just didn't. And then Tina from Tina Stitches showed her finished and framed one, and I was like, oh. So it is the Nora Corbett Halloween Fairy, which I love this one. And I didn't make a ton of progress, but just to refresh your memory, she's not showing up real well. My lighting is bad in here, but here's her little beads and she's looking up and her owl. And I worked down in here. So basically I'm doing the dark part of this skirt first, and then I'll go fill in this part.
Nice.
She isn't, it's not a crazy big pattern. I could have gotten her done. When I started her, I really worked on her a lot, and then I kind of got tired of fall stitching, I think, or something. But maybe next Halloween I'll have her done.
She's pretty.
But it was kind of fun. We had trick-or-treaters this year. We don't normally get a lot of trick-or-treaters from our old house, but we had about, I don't know, I'd say 50 or 60 kids come. But they were all done by like I don't know, what time were they done? 6:30 or so. It was really quick.
Yeah.
It was also snowing, so that could have been part of it.
Yeah.
It was snowing, and then yesterday it was 70 something degrees. So I'm trying to get used to this bipolar weather. The other thing I pulled out very briefly one night, but I did make some progress on it, is my Seasons of the Trees by Rosewood Manor. And I'm not letting myself start Music Amongst the Trees until I get this one done. So if you don't know it, this is an older pattern.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how old Music Amongst the Trees are, or the one you're doing, but this is 2008.
That is.
And I think I got it off Amazon.
Too.
But I love it. So I'm going to show you how it looks all together so far. So this was spring, and now this is summer, the edge of summer, and then fall. And I worked on this little tree right there, that one.
That's a
And
cute one.
some of these little ones. Yeah, it's just quirky little trees, but I sure like it. And once I bring it out, I just kind of get zoned into it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm going to finish this tree tonight. And there's a lot of stitching on some of these trees.
Yeah, I know. You think I could do a tree a night, but some of those big trees are
I
not.
know. I think I have to do, or did I already do 2 of them? Oh, yeah, I had to do 2 of these.
Oh.
And they don't look like much, but there's a lot of like back stitching, and yeah, I was glad to get those done. But no, next, when I get into autumn, there'll be a little more pops of color because it shows up. You get some of the oranges and the whoops.
Oh yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah. So that'll be that. So just plug it along. And what else did I do? A couple more, not too many more. Then I did, Carolyn's book showed her finished one of these. And I'm like, oh, I wish I had mine done. Again, my goal was to have had her done because I love working on her, but then I kind of pushed her aside. And it's the other, another Mirabilia. It's the Thanksgiving Harvest Fairy. But her colors and her wings are not that dark. They're not that orange. They're more pink.
Yeah, interesting. Just must be the tint of the color.
Yeah. I'm working on the second top part of her second wing.
Yeah.
I got a long way to go on this little sucker. Her little garland is a lot of work.
Pretty though.
Anyway, I'm going to work on her some more this month because it is Thanksgiving, American Thanksgiving. Hey, Canada. Did Canada have theirs in October?
My cross stitch basket is a black project bag. Can you bring it to me? I just remembered another project that I worked on.
And the last thing that I cross stitched on was my Advent SAL piece by, she has 2 different names she goes by, but her blog is Crochetta Go. And so it's this 25, 24, and then this long. Boy, my camera sucks tonight. I'm sorry, guys.
Your ring light or not right now?
I don't. I should have brought it over.
Next time do it because that light facing your pattern will help. It's fine for now because we've seen it.
Yeah. So I've been working, I did the pie, I did the ornament, and then I just finished the candle box, the candle square.
Oh, that's so.
And then the next square is actually going to be cardinal, which I saw my first cardinal today. I've been waiting and waiting, and I saw 2, a male and a female.
Oh.
In my hopping around in my back porch. Yeah. And then I could see them flying. There was like 6 of them flying all around our yard and into the neighbor's tree. And the trees have lost their leaves on some of these on their property. And so you see this bright flash of red. So that was kind of fun. So I get to, sorry. I think I bumped my camera. So, whoops. My goal is to have this piece done by next Christmas. So I think I can do it. I think I figured out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, maybe not. There's a lot of squares left to go.
Couple of months, and you got it.
Yeah. Some of them are a little more intense than others. I do really love it. And this was, if you're new here, is one that I started over. Like this is the third start because I couldn't figure my fabric. And I actually went back to the original fabric that I didn't like. And it was a stitch along with Jan Hicks. I don't even know if Jan Hicks kept working on hers. Carolyn Zook. And she stopped working on hers because she didn't like her fabric.
Huh.
She said she had purchased a picture of this plus, and to her, that is the tighter weave fabric, and she doesn't like it. So she started hers over again just recently.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So anyway, we both kind of got recommitted to it. And that is all I have stitched, but I did knit a little bit. I knit. I had started a sock head hat a long time ago, and I was doing a black brim. And I was gonna do a black brim and then this as the, the body of the hat. I hated it. There's too much black in this. And the way it pooled. So like I'd have color, and then a big stretch of black up against the black board, the black cuff, or the black, what is it? The black.
The brim.
Yeah. And so I ripped it out and I started over with a different, not the brim, but I only had done a couple rows. And I just didn't have a lot of faith that it was going to really even out. So I went with this color, which I'm loving.
Oh, that is nice.
Oops, we're rolling here. We're rolling. I don't want to lose my stitches though. Come on. So this is.
Oh, that's nice.
Well, I can't get it to show. Sorry, guys. My needle is, there you go.
Oh, pretty.
Yeah, I like it. It's not showing, the color isn't showing really great right now, but it's definitely more muted, but I think it'll go well with my coat. I have an everyday coat that's kind of a dark charcoal gray. So that was kind of fun. This is my car knitting because like Sarah, I live a little farther out, not as far out from town as Sarah lives from her town, but I'm definitely like, we go into this Indy to go to church with our other son, and it's a good 50-minute drive. So I'm knitting, and I knit during church. So, and this is just around and around and around and around and around and around to go.
Knitting.
It's very easy. I can do it without even actually looking at it part of the time. And then I did work a little bit more since last time on my Land of Sweets cowl, which I'm using my mini Advent minis from last year. Oh, I did it again. Sorry. I think what happens is I usually move my keyboard and I didn't tonight. So I'm hitting the space bar.
And that turns your.
Or one of the keys does.
Oh.
So I'm on this little aqua and there's pink and it's not showing that great, but.
Pretty.
I do love it. It's another pastel one. I have another pastel one that I like. But it's going a lot faster this time. I kind of know I don't have it memorized, but I put stitch markers in because every repeat is 10. So I just have like 20 stitches in between stitch markers. So I know that if I don't come out even, that I've made a mistake in that section. Saves a lot of time from having to rip back rows. Anyway, that is pretty much it. What have you done?
Not nearly as much as you have.
Well, but you're driving girls around and editing books and.
I know. Yeah, I have a lot of things going on right now.
Yes, you do.
But I have done some good stitching in the evenings, but like I said, I've just been like really honing in on what makes me really happy to stitch because I do feel like my time is limited. Sorry, I'm looking for the color picture of it.
I feel like we do this every year about this time, you and I.
I think we do. It's like we start here, we get about 9 months in, it's growing. We're just really goal oriented. And then it's like, I just want to be cozy and I want to stitch what makes me happy.
Do you know what I decided, by the way?
No.
I'm not going to do WIPCO next year.
I'm not going to either. I said that last year too, though, or 2 years ago.
I know. I talked you into it, but I'm not going to do it this next year.
I haven't even looked at what the whip go is for this last month or two. I'm like, I don't even care. I'm just gonna stick what makes me happy right now.
Yeah,
But I did work on this because it made me happy.
that's so cute.
It's older. I forget what year. Is this 2021? 2019. This is the 2019 cross stitch Halloween cross stitch. It's big. It looks, well, I mean, it looks big, but it is big. But I did a lot on this tree, which is
You have done a lot on that tree. Wow.
all like a ton of that brown. Weird. Look how it changed the color of everything.
Oh, it changes your whole face orange. Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, but it's weird. The camera is like...
So I love it. I love it.
I really like working on this one, even though it's on the dark blue. I don't know. It's not too hard. I'm gonna be so excited when it's done. I just think that the blue, like this is gothic. Picture this plus gothic.
Yeah. I think it's a linen.
I think it's on a linen, not like. But anyways, I don't know.
Moon. That moon is everything.
I know that moon is so pretty, and so there's going to be more trees on this side. We've got a little picture version of it here. So see, I have a lot to go.
You have a lot to go. Is the house totally done?
One of them. Do you see? There's like a house.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it like 3 different houses?
2 more buildings. Yeah. So I only have the one done.
Okay.
And I really only work on this certain amounts of the year. And it's just my perennial Halloween project.
Halloween stitch.
So I worked on that, but not as much as I would have if I wasn't doing my cottage country, not my cottage garden samplings project.
See, Sarah likes stitching houses.
Yeah, so much. So I was also in the middle of all that, trying to get as far as I could on this, which I started this kind of late into the month.
Yeah.
I
just saw somebody somewhere post it completed.
But I wanted him all the way outlined. I didn't get him all the way outlined because I misplaced somehow the black I was using. I'm trying to remember what I was using. I'm not using the called for black because I was starting. What did I,
Did your couch eat it?
Yeah, probably, or something. So anyways, I know what color it is. I just can't remember. And then I went back and I did some of the gray. But then I was like, no, okay, October's done. Because I was really excited to pull out November, which I started long before this year because you gave me this one.
For Christmas.
And if you're interested in stitching this pattern, I have one that I'm giving away today. It's Turkey Day. Same collection. Same from Cottage Garden Samplings. This is just the November one. And
did you get it done?
No, but I got pictures.
Oh, look at him.
A little bit on his feet. But okay, this is the other thing. Okay. Let me fold this so that you can see it. So here is the turkey. Yeah. I started with that one leaf and then I counted down to his beak. I did not realize until partway through that my blue is wrong because they have an error in the pattern. So they say that this, let me see if I can find it. This like purpley brown right here where my finger is touching.
Yeah.
There's another one up here.
Yeah.
Supposed to be in the pattern, it calls for $7.99. So I'm stitching away and then I look at the picture. I'm like, that's not the same color as what they have. Then I looked up after I'd stitched all that blue and made the mistake and realized there's an errata for it. Errata. And it's supposed to be $7.79.
Wait. So which blue is wrong?
Okay, so look at this last. I did all of this week. All this last
outer segment. Okay, hold yours up.
Okay, so you'll notice that in the picture there's no bright blue on the tail. On the that's $7.99. And the errata, which is not, I didn't realize there even was one, says actually that's supposed to be $7.79. So
which is a dark purpley brown.
Dark purpley brown. I think I'm gonna leave it. I kind of like it, the blue. I don't know. At first I thought maybe I'll tear it out and put it in the right color. And then I thought, I kind of like it. I think it's fine. It's kind of
I think
adds
it's fine. I mean, he's got blue other places.
exactly, and it's a slightly different blue than the one in his head, but hardly. I can't remember what the one in his head is, but you almost can't even tell when you look close that it's a different blue.
No,
So
I would leave it too.
I think I'm going to leave it, but I'm glad I looked it up because I would have gotten to his feet and been very confused because his feet, do you see? Okay, so right now I only have the dark brown,
Uh-huh.
but they're going to have that purple, the 779.
And you go, why hers?
So I would have probably realized pretty quick, like, hang on, there must be a mistake here once I got to the feet to finish the feet. But
I
so
have not heard anybody, I've never heard anybody even talk about this.
yeah, me either. I didn't even think to look it up until I was looking at the picture once and I was like, hang on, what? That's not like mine. And then I thought, well, maybe it's just a difference in the color of the photograph, but that is real drastic.
Oh, that's too far off.
That didn't make any sense.
No.
So I should look up and see if there's any error in this pattern. Sure enough, they have it posted that if you have a newer version of this, in fact, I should look and see if the one that I'm giving away. Let's see. Nope, the one that I would be giving away is also has the mistake in it. So they're probably the same printing. Because once they figured out the mistake, any newer printings will have it corrected. So I'm going to attach a note to the winner of this just to make sure you don't forget that there's a mistake in the color. But I actually don't mind the blue. I kind of like it. It's not something that I think it actually adds a little dimension to it.
I probably wouldn't even have thought anything about it.
Yeah. So I still have all the leaves to do, but I was kind of counting it. If I could get a leaf done a day, I could finish it this month still. But I think that's
They're not complicated leaves.
no, they're pretty easy. I
Couple
really
of those. You probably could get a couple of those done in a day.
depending on how much time I actually have to stitch each night. So that was the thing. And then I have one other thing I worked on a lot, which I've clearly just really leaned into seasonal stitching this month.
Yeah.
On this Cricut collection, Rest and Be Thankful, that you gave me. And take off the hoop.
I still laugh about this one because you put it on your wish list, and then when I gave it to her for Christmas, and I actually bought myself the same specialty threads, and I said, "Oh," and she goes, "Oh yeah," and I go, "You had it on your wish list."
This is so cute. And you're like, "Yeah, you had it on your wish list." I was like, "Do you know how many hundreds of things I have on my wish list?"
I know. I think I bought it for myself and showed it. You probably went and put it.
I think I probably did. Oh,
Yeah.
let me see if I can see
It's
it.
such a pretty piece, though.
So the house is all the way done.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, other than the back stitching, there's quite a bit of back stitching.
Sarah doesn't like to stitch houses.
It's actually not bad because there's a lot of variety. Look at all the different colors in it. So it's not like boring,
Yeah.
just row after row after row of the
Very
same
pretty.
color. So the windows will all have a lot of back stitching on. You can see, so then they'll actually you almost, well, yeah, you can see how it makes it look latticed.
Uh-huh.
And then I did some of the hill, kind of the ground.
So pretty.
And then I forget, cinnamon spice or something, that's silk. This is one of the silk colors.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So that is everything I worked on. I was really wanting to get the house done this fall, and then anything else.
And you did.
I did. I got the house done. So that was a goal met. I am probably going to get the Christmas bug to stitch soon because I have a few things that, like I have a Barbara. Like I have a Barbara Anna that I had started that I'm kind of excited.
Oh yeah. And I did bring some Christmas down to the downstairs because everything's up here in my office, but I haven't really stitched up here yet. I thought I should just bring a couple Christmas things down that I might want to work on.
Yeah.
But so far not.
So that's all my stitching. And I didn't knit really at all. I don't think I knit.
Well, you finished your hats last time, so what would you be working on?
I think I had finished the hood order. Yeah, I haven't decided what to work on next. I think that's part of it. I did pull out those Fair Isle mittens in that kit you gave me years ago.
Did you knit with toothpicks?
Yeah, they're like size 00 double pointed wooden needles, and they're just so tiny. And I actually really like working on them, but I know when I pull it out, I'm gonna have to readjust how I do the pattern because the pattern it's like European, and I don't know, there's something about it. I can't even remember now that I have to like kind of get back into figuring
I'm
out.
so sorry. I didn't know it was going to be
No,
that hard to pick
beautiful.
when I bought it for you. And they are beautiful, but I
I
just,
kind of like a challenge now and then.
that's true. You do. You usually
Kind of
rise
like
to the occasion.
a little bit of a challenge for fun.
Right.
So that's all
Okay.
I did.
Well, I do have some haul.
I have a little bit of haul. Well, I have a lot, but I'm only showing a little bit of it. It's like the stuff that Gwen, and I think just the stuff I pulled out is from Gwen.
Oh, that's, I
Remember-
never have even seen, I don't think.
Well, it was a box of yarn and a few other things. Sorry, I was thinking about it. So Stephanie Ng sent me a few things when they found out I was teaching girls to knit, and then I have my girls, and they were just cleaning out. So both she and Gwen sent me something like the same week they both came, and so I'm having a hard time keeping track of which person, because I looked at it, sort of sorted it into what I'm going to give to the girls in my class and what I'm going to kind of tuck away. So anyways, I was just going to show a few things. One, and they were all bagged just beautifully. These I think these are from Gwen. These are just all Cascade Superwash, and I thought, oh, these I could make something super pretty with this. I love working with the 220 Superwash.
I do too, and I think it's a highly underrated yarn. I mean, I think people kind of forget about it.
And it's really affordable.
Yeah.
I feel like overall, and I've used to stitch with it a lot, and then I just haven't had. I don't think I have really great access to yarn in general. I have to order it. So if I go out of my way to order something, but then I have no idea what this yarn is. But look at how pretty this is. There's no tag. I don't think she has a tag tucked in these cakes. Let me double check. No tag. So I have no idea what these are. Aren't those gorgeous? They have just a really nice pile, and they're really soft and squishy. They're definitely some kind of real wool. This one actually feels a little cottony. I don't know, my color is. So they could be a cotton blend of some kind.
Could be.
Alpaca, I'm not sure. Bamboo, they just have sort of that feel of the slippery. And then, oh, this is like my treasure though. Hedgehog fibers.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh, this is a treasure. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. I'm keeping this.
Call that, that's a precious yarn.
Yes, I'm not giving this to my 12-year-old, just new knitters. So thank you to both of you, Stephanie and Gwen, who sent us goodies. So I'm looking right now I have a big box full that I'm going to parse out to my girls at my class. So it got all the cotton ease and some of the cottons, but the really treasure yarns, I kind of like, oh, I'm going to hold on to these because I can make something really pretty out of these. And some of them I'll have, the girls and I will just sort of share because they raid my stash now. They raid my stash now a lot. So some of it I set aside just to let them.
For them to choose from.
Yeah. So thank you. That was really fun. And my girls are going to be really excited when I bring this big box in and say, choose a yarn, take it home. I've had a few girls whose moms text me and be like, what size needles should I buy? Because she's using pencils at home to knit a new project. Because I make them keep the projects with me. So I ensure that they're there every week. Otherwise,
pencils.
So yeah, so one of the little girls' mom texted me this week and she's like, she's knitting with pencils. What size needles should I get her? What should I get her? I don't know anything about knitting. So I have gave her some guidance. I told her I have some to just give you if you want. She's like, I'm just going to buy some really quick. So she has them. You guys can go outside and do that project. Now would be a good time. Now would be a great time. What time is it? 4:45. Go. Okay. It's a science-y tracking the sun. Sunset. Kind of. Anyway.
The sun is long gone.
That's my haul. I didn't actually buy any haul this week, but I'm sifting through.
So my boss, so I'm still working for my company for a few more months remotely, but they've gone to this new system where every department has to have one in-person meeting a quarter or something. So, and our team, my boss lived out of state too, but she just moved back into Washington. So, because she had to, but anyway, so she wanted to have a meeting with our whole team. Our whole team is like 6 people, and they had a lunch meeting at Red Robin, and they put me on FaceTime, and I was on a little lazy Susan, and they just kind of spun me around the table, me talking. But because we didn't want to do DoorDash for me to get my lunch. I said, I'll just go get something from a restaurant close by. And she goes, okay, well, I'll send you a $50 gift card to Amazon. So I got a $50 gift card to Amazon. So I looked around and I bought another Thea Governor kit. I have the bold one that's on black Ada, but this one is called Herb Panel.
Pretty.
Is that pretty?
That is pretty.
So it comes with everything you need, and I think they're very intense.
Fun.
Still just adding to my retirement. I haven't retired yet, just because my husband has. And then I did go to a yarn store here in Kokomo, but I wasn't. It's not the kind of yarn store I grew up with in Kent. So I've seen yarn stores like this. Her specialty is machine knitting. So she's got a couple, at least 2 big knitting machines in her, takes up the bulk of her little shop in the, kind of go through a door and it's in there. So I don't know I think she does lessons, but I wonder if people actually pay to use them. And I said something about the knitting machine. She goes, oh, you're new here. And I said, yeah. And she said, well, it's a lot quicker to knit a sweater this way because it's colder, supposedly. I haven't seen any cold yet. But anyway, but she's the kind of yarn gal store.
Say that again. It's quicker to knit a sweater that way because it's colder weather?
Yeah, because it gets cold here.
So just if you're just really wanting the process of having a machine knit sweater.
Yeah, people can knit them faster kind of thing.
Why don't you just buy a sweater?
Well, because people like to knit.
But machine knitting's not knitting. What? I'm so confused.
It is kind of. I worked in a knitting machine. I worked in a company. Did I ever tell you that?
No.
I worked in a sweater knitting company the year I re-met Dad.
No, I did not know
that summer. I got a summer job. It was called Dimitri's Sweater Company. It was in Burien.
Oh.
And they did big contracts, wool sweaters. They did the Olympic team, ski team sweaters one year. They did the Sea Gals, the cheerleaders for Seahawks. They did all kinds of these big, and it was the most mind-numbing job I didn't get to use the machine. I snipped threads.
Oh.
I just snipped threads all day at a big table with an older lady who'd worked there forever. And I don't remember a whole lot about it, but it was
boring.
The most boring job I think I ever had. And I got it through my roommate in college the first year. She worked there, but she was like very textile oriented. And I think she was actually doing some sewing. Because they had like a extra on the other side of the room. There was like there was like wall, and all the sewers were back there. But somewhere in there, they were actually knitting the fabric.
Interesting.
On machines. Anyway.
Huh. Okay.
So the deal is, I'm used to going into a yarn store, and all their yarn is out, and it's all done by weights, and you can just walk through and touch yarn and look at it. Honestly, I cannot believe I just did that again.
Turn your camera off on it.
Okay, I'm moving my keyboard out of the way. So this shop does not have it like that. She's got yarn stashed everywhere, and it's stored in big, clear plastic bags, and you don't touch them. I mean, like they're up high. And so she said, well, what are you looking for? And I'm like,
sweater yarn, basically, that you're going to machine.
A lot of sweater yarn. Like, I'm sure she has a lot of Cascade, but other like it's all commercial. She didn't even know what indie dyed yarn was.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. I said, oh, so you don't really have any indie dyed yarn? She goes, I don't know what that is. I'm like, she's had a yarn shop for 60 years. I just saw that she was written up in our little Kokomo newspaper.
Interesting.
But it's all, I'm sure, German brand, like really good wool. I'm sure she's got great stuff, but I couldn't tell you because I couldn't see any of it. And so I go, well, I want to make some mitts, and I think I need fingering weight. Okay, well, I've got some here and some here. What color do you want? And I'm like,
oh, weird. Yeah,
she goes, well, I got some Cascade. And I said, okay. So she brought the bag down, and then I picked this darker gray fingering weight. But then, you guys, God, she's too old to be running a shop. I hope nobody that watches us knows this gal. She rings this up. Okay. Oh, I hate it when that happens. And it's 12:50.
I have to help you later. I'm not helping you till I'm done Flosstubing. Sorry. Guess dinner.
It's 12:50 is game. Okay. So I give her my card. I mean, she's got one of these little iPad things, and it doesn't complete the sale on her end. She doesn't think it's gone through because it doesn't give her a receipt. So she goes, oh, okay, I'm going to have to run it again. And I'm like, okay. So she runs it again, same thing. And she can't get it to reset. It's not doing it. And she's not really offering me any other options. And I'm like, I want to buy this yarn, darn it. So I said, how about if I give you some cash? So I paid her in cash. And she said, okay, I've got your phone number right here. We'll check. I went in on a Saturday. They'll check it on Monday to see if the other ones went through. I kid you not. I get in the car and your dad calls me. So how much money did you spend at the yarn store? And I'm like, $12.50. He goes, well, that's not what the bank account just showed. She rang it. She charged me 3 times for it.
Looking at the bank account for? He's checking up on you? He knows you're going
he gets notifications on his phone.
It's like, what? Hope she's at the yarn store. I better check the bank account.
There's one card he doesn't. And so if I really don't want him to know, I use that card. And so I'm like, oh, crud. So all week I was supposed to go in there and talk to her and get it refunded. Well, I finally went in there last Saturday. And I said, hey, I walk in there and she's like, yeah, we already refunded it. And I'm like, okay, well, somebody was going to call me. Well, she called you yesterday. I said, well, I must have missed the call. Anyway, it was fine. She has a little bit of an abrasive personality. It's not a warm, cozy little knitting shop that you want to go hang out with your friends and knit with. So I guess I'll be driving 25 minutes south to Zionsville to go to that yarn store because I know that one has indie dyed yarn and other stuff. So anyway, but that was my haul because I need to make a pair of mitts. I knit a lot of mitts for different people over the years, but I never knit myself a lot.
Yeah.
And I like them. And so I had one pair that I lost. So I'm going to do another little pair. And I figure these will actually look kind of cute with the hat that I'm knitting.
Yeah, that will look cute. And your coat. Hey, Millie, are you there? Here's the directions. Go do that. Sending her is typing directions for what she needs to do to defrost the chicken for dinner. I'm like, I'm not going to explain it to you while I'm Flosstubing.
Haven't you already taught her how to defrost it? I feel like we've had that conversation before.
No, I told her to pull out the chicken this morning to thaw, and she didn't. So now she's going to have to defrost for a little bit in the microwave, which I will go supervise when we're done. But
that's all my haul.
Fun. Plans. My plans are just to stitch whatever makes me happy right now.
I'm kind of in that plan. I think I'm going to keep working on my advent calendar because I'm really loving that piece right now. I'm going to keep working on my Thanksgiving fairy. I'm going to keep working on my trees. Those are the 3 that I kind of just reach. And Doreen Jones's Christmas one.
Yeah.
I'll try to I won't probably get that done.
I'll probably try to get as much done. So I have 2 years scheduled, but I could finish this one or come really close to finishing it this year, then next year I could use November to catch up on any that I didn't get as far on, like my Halloween one this year, my Raven. So last week for our giveaway, we shared that we were going to give away this, which was sent to me by Gwen. So I'm going to give this away to, let's see, we used the word jolly, and the winner for this one is Teresa Chuckle. So congratulations, Teresa. I'm pretty sure we have your address, but you can shoot it to me just in case if you watch this. Email address for us is in the description box below, and congratulations. I will try to get this out.
Congratulations, you're the lucky.
To actually be a good mailer.
I'm not a good mailer. I think I've got stuff that I haven't mailed out yet. I don't know where it went.
I know I have at least one thing from like last year that I didn't do. I feel bad. I think it was a Winnie the Pooh.
Oh yeah.
Winnie the Pooh thing. And I'd have to really dig to remember who those were supposed to go to. Maybe Teresa. Maybe I'll find out that they were supposed to go to Teresa and I'll put them in together. Okay, good. Then this week, in honor of Thanksgiving coming up close, we're going to give away, like I said, the second copy of Turkey Day.
Turkey Day?
So we're just going to use the word turkey. If you're interested in winning this pattern, use the word turkey. I will include a note on it that says, do not use $7.99. That is a blue. You're going to want $7.79, which is a dark purpley brown. That poking. So if you're interested in winning this week, leave that in your comment and let us know how you're doing. What are you stitching? What are you reading? What are you reading? Anything?
I'm reading Shell Seekers. I read every night. I'm about halfway through it now.
Oh,
It's
you've
a
got
400-something page book.
Yeah, you've been reading a lot.
Yeah, I did. I read on a trip a little bit, and I've been reading every night. I've been trying not to scroll. I just put my phone down and I just pick up. I have a good book light now because it's a hardback. And so I really like, well, I would have read it on my Kindle, but it's not out in a Kindle edition. So I had a paperback, but I hated it. And then I found my hardback and I'm like, oh, I can really read this now. Yeah. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. I forgot a lot of it. I mean, I haven't read it probably in, I don't know, 20 years, probably since I last read that book, or even longer. So yeah. What are you reading?
I'm still reading The Daughter of Time by Josephine Tey, which I just learned this week is a pen name. I can't remember her real name. It's like listed on the back of the book what kind of her real name was. She published under 2 different pen names, but Josephine Tey, I think I talked about it a little bit last week. So, but I am almost done with it. I think I'll finish it this week. Super interesting. Basically, it's a cold case murder mystery from like ancient history, not ancient, but from medieval history with Richard III. Richard III over all of history has kind of gone down in history as a monster because it's said that he killed his 2 nephews in order to succeed to the throne. And so this author really, really, I think, dug into the history on this. And her point is through the eyes of this fictional detective that's laid up with an injury. So the whole story takes place with him in a hospital bed having conversation with people, which sounds super boring, but it is dry. If you're not into like English history, you're not going to love it. But I am deep into English history because that's something we've taught for school. I've taught for school so many years. There's really not a case that he actually did it. Like if all these, and she's quoting like actual historical sources, the person who confessed that he killed these 2 little boys. So the story goes, and I've read this in our history books, the story goes, Richard III killed his dead brother's sons or had somebody kill them and bury them in the Tower of London under the stairs. Because I think at some point they did find some bodies, but there's been no proof that they're actually those boys.
Could have been anybody back then.
Literally like anybody. And so, but there was absolutely no historical mention of these boys even missing until after Richard was like long dead. And Richard was a really good king and he was really fair to all of the other heirs and all of these things. So she's putting forward basically a theory that the person who came after him, which would be Henry VII, actually was the one to do away with the boys and then spread around the rumor that Richard III was a monster and did the killing. Anyway, it's really interesting. And it's fun to me because I'm familiar already with the history and all these kings and stuff just through historical readings. I feel like, wow, that I really kind of follow and understand. Oh, well, come on, get out of there. So anyway, that's what
What's it called?
Daughter of Time.
Oh, that's The Daughter of Time?
Daughter of Time. There might be, she has a few other books too, and I haven't read anything else by her before.
Yeah, that's not what I thought it was about.
Yeah. Maybe there's another book with the same name. I don't know.
No.
This is a book that was it's on the kids reading list, but I think the level is a little too high for my kids still yet. I mean, Liddy could read it and she'd probably follow along, but I feel like I have to really use my concentration to follow her sources and reasoning sometimes. Just
I think I always thought she. Okay, hold on. There's another author. That was. I thought I always get them mixed up. It's the author of. Are you kidding me? You're not even going to give me the name of the.
What's the book? Or the other author's name?
The movie. Just a minute. This is ridiculous. What is it? It is
I think it's just,
Lisa C.
what?
Lisa C. She wrote The Snowflower and the Secret Fan, a novel. She also wrote Joy Luck Club.
Oh, Joy. I thought
But
that
her books are very Asian themed. Like they
Okay.
take place. And some of them I think are, oh, she's got one called, is that her? Russian? Oh no, that's not her. And so I think, I don't know, in my mind, Josephine Tay came out on the same time. And I always thought of Josephine Tay as writing
Joseph,
Asian.
but Joy Luck Club is Amy Tan, but the other gal,
Oh, Amy Tan. I'm sorry.
Amy Tan. Yeah, okay. I was like, wait, I thought Joy Luck
Lisa
Club.
Lisa C, Amy Tan, and Josephine Tay, I always kind of clump together
Okay.
for some reason in my
Josephine
head.
Tay, I think, wrote. She's not a contemporary author. She wrote. I'm not entirely sure. The book is set during. When is the book set? It's in.
I mean, Lisa C's books aren't set in modern day either.
Oh yeah. Okay, here, let me look up when Josephine Tay. She was born in like 1893.
Oh, okay. So she's, yeah.
But I can't remember. Josephine Tay is a pseudonym used by Elizabeth McIntosh, who lived from 96 to 52, 1896 to 1952.
Okay.
And she's a Scottish author. She also wrote, according to this, she wrote a play. But she wrote her other books. Where are they? I'm looking for her books, but I'm just getting a bunch of articles that she wrote.
Mm.
She wrote Claver House. She wrote 5 books. Oh, I didn't realize. Okay, so the detective in this book is Alan Grant. And he is in 5 other books by her.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I had her really messed up.
Best known is The Daughter of Time.
Yeah.
That's interesting that you said that you read it, because it didn't strike me as one that you would have read just randomly.
No, I didn't read that. I think I was confusing her. No, I never read that one, but I think I was confusing her with Amy Tan.
Got it. Okay.
For some reason.
This is a Scottish author.
Yeah, not the same at all.
T-E-Y. Yeah.
Have you read any of Lisa C or Amy Tan? Oh.
No, I have never picked up any of their books.
I haven't read anything by Lisa C for a long time, but I read a lot of her stuff when it first came out. And I did read a few things by Amy Tan. I read the Joy Luck Club. They're not easy reads. The Snowflower and the Secret Fan takes place in Japan. Who does foot binding? China. There's a lot of historical stuff about foot binding in that novel. I think there is some crossover in time. I think there's some different time periods, but either that one or another one deals with when Japan overran China
during that war period.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm sure. I wonder if she's still writing. I haven't really looked. I did like them, but they weren't like fluffy reads. They're not like chick lit.
Right.
Amy Tan's isn't either. Amy Tan, like the Joy Luck Club. My memory is it's about an Asian family in America, like first generation daughter, but the family came from China or Japan, or I think China. And so there's very much that culture, but yet and so there's that friction between her and her mother. I think that's the Joy Luck Club one. It's been so long. You probably would like Joy Luck Club.
I probably would, yeah. Think about putting that on my list for next year, maybe.
Yeah. Otherwise, I don't really have anything else. I'm just working and taking care of my dad, and
yeah, we're just going to ballet every day almost. Nutcracker is in 2 weeks.
4 years ago today, you were doing Nutcracker.
Today was the day.
It popped up in my memories, or else I posted the pictures from today, 4 years ago.
Wow. November. Yeah, I do remember it being earlier in November last time. Weird. Oh, huh.
Because we had time to go to that fly to Minnesota, remember? Because then we flew to Minnesota for Grandma Ruby's funeral and get back in time for Thanksgiving. You literally, we had Nutcracker on the weekend, and I think Dad and I flew out on Tuesday with Sam of that next week. Yeah, it was crazy.
I must have flown out then around the same time. Weird.
We kind of staggered in that day, I think.
Oh my gosh.
That not the next day, and then people left Friday and Saturday, and then we went home Monday.
Oh.
I think of that next week, and then Thanksgiving was Thursday. Is my memory anyway, or maybe we had a week, but yeah, Nutcracker was definitely earlier.
Yeah, it was earlier. Okay, interesting. So this year, the girls are in the Nutcracker on the 20th. It's a Monday. It was also a Wednesday last time, so this time it's on a Monday. And they all have parts, and they're all looking beautiful.
I bet they are.
It'll be really fun. Their parts, I think I said this last time, are actually quite simple. So it's not like they're really showcasing all they can do or anything, but they're so excited. It doesn't matter.
Does anybody that's not the professional dancers really get to showcase all they can do?
Well, no, because it would be fun if in a couple of years when the girls are at this point, Miss Lisa, who's our ballet teacher, and she's one of the organizers bringing in this Ukrainian, it's an international dance team, but it's based through Ukraine. She doesn't have quite enough girls who are steady enough on point to do the point version of the older girls' Snow Maidens. So they're doing theirs flat, but the choreography is different. It's not as beautiful. And she's like, I think holding out hope that in a couple of years, there might be enough girls that are good enough on point that they could have them do that choreography because it's a little bit more graceful and a little bit more involved. So.
How many Snow Maidens does there have to be?
8 or 4. There's Snow Maidens and Snow Sprites. I think the Snow Sprites are maybe the ones I'm thinking of. And there's only 4. No, are there 8? Oh, there's 4. And like half of them would probably be solid enough on point to have done it, and the other 2 maybe weren't, or something. I can't really remember. She was telling me without naming anybody. She was just kind of saying, "Oh, I really wish we could do this, but we're doing this instead." And yeah.
So your girls they're wearing their point shoes at the bar.
And they're in their point class. In their point, so the Lydia and Millie are with their friend in kind of a private point homeschool day kind of point class. Are you guys going across the floor in your point shoes in that? A little bit. She lets them do chaîné turns, which are just where you spin. You don't lift your feet up. You just kind of, you have your arms in front of you like this and you're spinning. So she lets them do chaîné turns. What else? And sometimes PKs, which are a step, lift your foot, step, lift, like spin. It's another turn. It's like a pirouette, but stepping forward. So you have some momentum. And
You're
then
not leaping across the floor yet in them.
Letting them do grajetés in them. Grajetés, which are the split leaps a little bit. So she's letting them do, she must be feeling like they're improving in arabesques and bourrées and stuff too. So a couple of years, they're going to be looking really good.
Yeah, at that rate, yeah. So they haven't been on point that long.
They haven't, just since June, July, August, They're doing really well. So they do a little bit of point at every class they do. And then on Wednesdays mornings, they have a class that's kind of geared. That's just the 3 of them who just went on point this summer. Do you stay on point the whole hour? Pretty much. Yeah, it's all point. And then we do a class, the 4 of us. That's when we do our little private 4-girl class with the 3 and me. We dance the hour after that. So they're really tired, but I keep telling them, but if you really want to do dance intensive, this is good, really, really good training. Build up your stamina because it's really more than 2 hours. They're probably dancing 3 hours because she goes late for every class.
She's so nice to them.
She's so nice. She's such a sweet lady. So anyways, we're excited. Nutcracker will happen. It'll be over by the next time we record, which I'm excited to have my weekends back because they're all rehearsals right now.
Yeah, it's been an intense fall.
Why do you need the video? I printed out all the directions. I think I have to go help make dinner and it's getting late. So I better go help this. Thanks for watching. Remember, leave a comment if you want turkey.
What was the word you said to use?
Turkey.
Turkey.
Just use turkey.
Make it
Want the turkey.
easy.
Make it easy. You want the turkey. Tell me you want the turkey.
Thank you for watching.
If we don't get to record again before Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving for Americans, and sorry for all of you who aren't Americans, I guess.
Canadians already had theirs, so they got to have their dinner already.
Yeah.
And we will probably record the week, hopefully the week after Thanksgiving.
Yeah. So
Okay.
happy
Be
stitching.
safe.
Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.